Hey guys, so today let's discuss the Selangor trial paper, Mathematics paper 1, set 1. Let's go. Question 1. Given the quadratic function fx equals to this, and this quadratic function passes through this point, this is xy. State the value of c. Okay, so to find c, we can sub the x and y values into the equation. You just have to know this fx is the same as y. Okay, so we sub it in. Y is 3, x is 1 plus c. So 2 times 1 square is 2, 3 times 1 is 3, so 2 plus 3 is 5, so 5 plus c, therefore c will equal to 3 minus 5, so c is negative 2. Answer C. Right. Next one is indices. Okay, so here we have a square root. Whenever you see square root, you must remember square root of a, we can write this as a power 1 over 2. So here when we have square root, we can change this. So the top is just, we can just copy down. The bottom here will have m power 4 times n square power 1 over 2. Okay, and then these powers you can multiply. So we'll get m negative 3 m times n 3 over here 4 times 1 over 2 is 2, and then n square, 2 times 1 over 2 is 1, so we get n power 1. Okay, now all the m we can solve together. So this one is negative 3, this one is power 1, then is 2. So when you have times, the power must plus, and when you have divide, the power must minus. So it will become m negative 3 plus 1 minus 2. Okay, if times, you plus the power, if divide, you minus the power. Okay, then 3, this is 1, so 3 plus 1 minus 1. Okay, because divide. So here we get negative 3 plus 1 minus 2 is negative 4. 3 plus 1 minus 1 is just 3. So answer is donkey, D donkey. Okay. Alright, 2 questions done. 38 more to go. Let's look at 3. Adam is an athlete at during the school's track and field championship. He won the high jump event. Okay, part of the jump can be expressed by this function. So his jump follows this function. So this is our graph. Fx equals to negative 0.5x square plus 2x. Okay. State the maximum height recorded by Adam during his jump. So we want to find the maximum height. Alright. So when you want to do this, you need to find the maximum height. There are many ways to do this. Okay, let me think of the easiest way. I think we can do this now. Okay. So our graph is symmetrical. So what we can do is we can find the roots first. So at the roots, your y value is 0. So fx is 0. So we can say negative 0.5x square plus 2x equals to 0. So from here we can factorize and find the roots. So you just use your calculator. You go to polynomial. A is negative 0.5. This is A. This is B. C tak ada lah, C0. Okay, you put 0. So x is 4 and x is also 0. So our two roots are 0 and 4. Okay. So if you want to find the midpoint here, 0, the middle, in between 0 and 4, the middle will be 2 lah. So here is 2. So now that we know the x value, we can find the y value. Okay, the y value will represent our maximum height. Okay, this one is our y-axis. We can call it fx as well. So when x is 2, he reaches his maximum height. So if you want to find the y value or the fx value, you sub the x into your equation. So negative 0.5 x square plus 2x. So our height is also 2. So we can say this is 2, 2, coordinate 2, 2. So the maximum height is also 2 meters. Answer will be B. Okay. So this is how we derive the graph lah. Basically, the easiest way would be finding the roots, then you find the midpoint. So when x is 2, we can find the highest maximum height, the highest height he reaches. Okay. All right. Question 4. Diagram 2 shows a straight line PQ. Okay. So they gave us the equation of straight line. So straight line is normally written as y mx plus c. So this is y mx plus c. All right. Which of the following is possible value of p? Okay. P here represents our gradient. So our gradient here going down means gradient must be negative. If the gradient is going up, gradient is positive. Going down, negative. So since here going down, P has to be a negative number. So the only possible answer is D. Alright. Question 5. Which of the following is the largest number in base 7? Okay. If we have base 7, the numbers here cannot be 7 or bigger than 7. Has to be smaller than 7. If let's say we have base 5, the numbers here cannot be 5 or more. So let's say 1, 2, 4 can. 1, 2, 3 base 5 can. But 1, 2, 6 base 5 cannot. 1, 2, 5 base 5 also cannot. If base 5, the numbers must be smaller than 5. So if base 7, the numbers cannot be 7 or cannot be more than 7. So here A wrong, B wrong, C and D can, but they're asking for largest number. So of course 666 is bigger than 665 lah. Answer C. Question 6. State the value of P and Q. Alright. So here this is our base 6. It looks like they are expanding it. Okay. What we do is we try to expand first, then we compare. So here this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So we write lah 1 times 6 power 3 plus 0 times 6 power 2 plus 4 times 6 power 1 plus 5 times 6 power 0. Okay, now we compare. 5 times 6 power 0 already here. Okay, we cut. Then we have 1 times 6 power p. 1 times 6 power 3. That means we can say p is 3. This one. Okay, settled. And then we have these two. Okay, but here we have 0. 0 times anything is just 0 lah. That's why they never write here anything. So this one also 4 times 6 power 1 is q times 6 power 1. That means q must be 4. So P is 3, Q is 4, answer B. Done. Question 7. Which of the following is correct? Okay. Water temperature is more than 40 degrees. More than. Here they put less than. So ini adalah salah. Volume of water in a pail is more than 2 liters. More than. Here they put more than equals to. So ini pun salah. The price of a grouper fish is at least. At least means 45 ringgit or more than 45. So it must be more than or equals to 45. This one they put more than. So this one is salah. Okay, if they put equals to, then it will be correct. Okay, this is the symbol for at least. Speed limit on the road must not exceed 90. Must not exceed 90 means can be 90 or lesser. So, like this. Correct. D. Soalan nombor 8. Okay. Encik Shazwan wants to purchase fire insurance for his house with an insurable value of 365,000. Okay. This is the insurable value. Fire insurance policy he wants to buy has a co-insurance provision to insure 85% of his insurable value. Okay. Let me highlight this. 85%. Deductible 2005. Deductible is how much we need to pay to claim the insurance. His house caught on fire and the amount of loss is 29,000. Alamak. Okay, his house caught on fire. Now the damages is 29,000. So we need to calculate the amount of compensation he will receive if he insures the house for a sum of this much. Okay. First step to do this kind of questions is finding the required insurance. Okay, required amount. So he wants to, his house insurable value is this much and the co-insurance provision is 85%. So we do 85% times 365,000. We get 310, 250. So this is how much insurance he should purchase. Okay. But he ended up purchasing 250. He ended up insuring his house for 250,000 only. So during the damages, the insurance company won't give him the full amount. They will give him the fraction of how much he purchased. So he purchased, so the compensation will be the fraction of how much he purchased out of the total he's supposed to purchase. Okay, he insured his house for this much, but he's supposed to insure for this much. So when during a damage, he will get this fraction only lah of the damage. But don't forget, he has to pay the deductible first. So minus 2,500. So you have to pay the deductible to even to claim the insurance. So this one he has to pay. So if you minus all that, 310, 250, 29,000. This is how much the insurance company is supposed to insure. Then he has to pay 2,500. So they will end up giving him a compensation of 20,868.25 cents. All right. So the answer is B. Okay. Okay, so this is the fraction of how much he purchased. So during the damage, he will get that fraction only lah of the damages. Question 9. Diagram 3 shows a right prism with a horizontal base PQRS. So PQRS is a horizontal base. PQU and SRT are vertical planes. PQU and SRT are vertical planes. Vertical means they are perpendicular. Oops. Which of the following is the normal to the plane PQRS? Okay. So our plane PQRS, let's say green. Okay. Our plane PQRS is down here. They're asking which of it is normal. Normal means perpendicular. So if this is our straight line, a normal line would be perpendicular to this line. So in this case, normal to this surface would be perpendicular lines to that surface. So these two lines lah, VU and TW. UV and TW. Okay, this one and this one. These two are the perpendicular lines, or we can call the normal lines. Sir Pulo. Okay, Puan Shanti works as a lecturer with a monthly net salary of 8,700. Her estimated monthly expenses are shown. Calculate Puan Shanti's total fixed expenses. Alright, let's see. So housing loan is a fixed expense, car installment fixed expense, groceries no, utilities, petrol, travel no, insurances. These three, every month you have to pay the same amount. So it's called a fixed expense. These four you can change. So let's say that month you don't have enough money, you can reduce the amount of groceries you buy. You can reduce your usage of electricity, water. You can, take the public transport, so you can reduce petrol. Okay, travel also you can reduce lah. Maybe instead of going to like a far destination, you can go a nearby destination, you save some cost. So these are all variable expenses. So fixed expenses we just tambah lah. 2,300 tambah ini, tambah this one. Total we get 3,780 D. So this will be our total fixed expenses. Alright, 1/4 of the paper done. Question 11. The formula this represents the total cost of buying X number of books. If the total cost does not exceed 220, what is the maximum number of books? Okay. So the total cost does not exceed 220 means it can be 220 or lesser. So we can say like this: lesser than or equals to 220. Then we make X the subject lah. 220 minus 60. 220 minus 60 is 160. So X is 160 over 4. X is less than or equals to 40. So X is the number of books that she's buying. They are asking what is the maximum number of books that she can buy. So it can be 40 or lesser means she can buy 40 books, she can buy 39, 38, 0 and so on. So the maximum is 40, the biggest value. So answer is B, maximum. Alright, question 12. Diagram 4 shows incomplete regular polygon. A regular polygon means all sides are same length in the polygon now. So they said SQR is 18 degrees. SQR is here. This is 18 degrees. Find the number of sides of the regular polygon. Okay. To do this one, we can actually use the interior angle punya formula. So the interior angles of the polygons will be here, 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 and so on. So with the 18, what can we do is, regular polygon kan the sides all same length. So this length and this length will be same. That means this will be an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle means this angle and this angle will be same. So here also 18. Then we can find this guy. So we can do, in a triangle, total angle is 180. So this plus this plus this is 180. So if you want to find this, we can do 180 minus 18 minus 18, 144. So the interior angle is 144. So 18 all no need. We know our interior angles are all 144. So we can use the formula for interior angle. Interior angle punya formula is n minus 2 times 180 over n. So our theta is 144. We need to find n lah. Okay, so I bring the n this side, become 144n. N times 180 is 180n. So times this is minus 360. Then all the n's we bring together. So this one I pindah here. Don't have n, we pindah that side. So 180n minus 144n is 360. 180 minus 144 is 36n equals to 360. So 36 you bring here, become divide. So 360 divided 36. Therefore, n will equal to 10. 360 divided by 36 is 10 now. So this polygon has 10 sides. A. Okay. Question 3. Inche Deva won a cash prize of 30,000 in a competition. He deposits 80% of his money in a bank with an annual interest of 4%. Okay. So he won 30,000. He take 80% of it and puts it in a bank. So he is putting 80% times 30,000. 24,000. Okay, this much is putting in the bank lah. Okay, we can call this the principal. Principal is 24,000. Okay. He's getting an interest rate of 4% and the interest is compounded every 3 months. So this is compound interest. So interest rate 4%. Okay, or we can say 0.04. Compounded every 3 months means, okay, in a year we have 12 months. So every 3 months, compound once. 3 months, compound. 3 months, compound. 3 months, compound. So in 1 year, it compounds 4 times. So that is our n. N is the number of times it compounds in a year. 4 times. Okay, because every 3 months, compound once lah. Right. Calculate the total interest received at the end of 3rd year. So he is investing for 3 years. That will be our T. Okay. So let's find the matured value first. So the formula for compound interest will be P 1 plus R over N power NT. So principal is 24,000. R is 0.04. N is 4. T is 3. 24,000. Power 4 times 3 is 12. So his matured value is 27,043 ringgit and 80 cents. But this is not the final answer. because they're asking us to find the total interest. So he put in 24,000, he cashed out 27,000 after 3 years. So the interest, the faida he gains is the difference lah. So 27,043 we minus with 24,000. So the interest is 3,043 ringgit 80 cents. The answer is B. Okay, that's the faida, the interest lah. So this is basically free money. Okay, so he put 24,000. After 3 years, he gets 3,000 extra. Not bad lah. Okay, quite good. Alright, question 14. Puan Aiza owns a residential house in Setia Perdana. She received a property assessment tax bill. Property tax rate is 5%. Puan Aida pays 180 ringgit in property tax assessment for each half year. Okay, so half a year she pays 180 ringgit. So basically this is 6 months lah. 6 months she pay 180 ringgit for tax. This is the tax. So for each month you can calculate 180 divided by 6 will be 30 divided by 6 months. So 1 month she has to pay 30 ringgit in tax. Okay, this 30 ringgit represents 5%. Okay, so 5% tax, they charge her 5% tax. So every month 30 ringgit she has to pay lah. Then this 30 ringgit represents the 5%. So we can say 30 ringgit is 5%. So if you want to find out monthly rental of the house, we need to find the 100%. Because from the rental, she pays 5% for tax. And this 5% represents 30 ringgit. So 100% represents what? Okay. So this one you can use ratio. 100, you want to make it into 5, or basically 5 you want to make it into 100, we have to darab dengan 20. Because 100 divided by 5 is 20. So here, here we times 20. So here also we must times 20. So 30 ringgit times 20 ringgit, her monthly rental will be 600 ringgit. So out of the 600 ringgit, every month she has to pay 5% for tax. Okay, and that 5% is the 30 ringgit lah. So if 5% represents 30 ringgit, 100% would represent 600 ringgit. So her monthly rental is 600. Alright. Question 15. Encik K has a total annual income of this much in the year 2025. Total tax relief he intends to claim is 18,000. In December 2025, he calculates his estimated income tax. If he intends to minimize his tax payment, which combination of donation and zakat is the most suitable? Oh, it's a quite interesting question. Okay. Basically, when you want to calculate your income tax, you take your annual income, 280, you minus, you minus your tax exemption, you minus your tax relief, and then we will get our chargeable income. From this chargeable income, we can figure out how much tax we need to pay lah. Okay, from chargeable income, we can figure out the tax bracket and the percentage of how much we need to pay. Then we will get our income tax. Okay, so let's say his income tax is, let's say, 1,000. And then if you pay zakat, you can minus off the zakat. So balance your income tax. Let's say you pay zakat of 200 ringgit. So your income tax, you only need to pay 800 ringgit. Okay, so zakat is minused off at last. Donations, on the other hand, comes under tax exemption. It's minus off first here. So if you minus the value here, your chargeable income is not going to change much. Let's say you minus 200 ringgit, your chargeable income will still be high lah. If your chargeable income is high, your tax that you need to pay will also be high. Basically, it will not change much. You'll have very insignificant difference. But if you, instead of paying the donation, you take that money and pay zakat, you minus off a lot, because zakat is minused off straight from the amount of tax you need to pay. So basically, if he wants to minimize the tax payment, pay more zakat and pay less donation. So the highest zakat will be 250, answer should be 8. This is how he can minimize his tax payment. He pay more zakat. Okay, because zakat amount minus straight from the income tax amount, which is better lah. Okay. Question 16. Diagram 5 shows the scale drawing of a round shaped carpet with center O and is drawn with the scale of 1 to 6. Okay. Triangle PQR is a pattern on the carpet. Okay, let's see. So this circle, right, they say this is the center and then this should be the diameter. If we have the diameter like this, whatever triangle you draw, this will be right angle triangle. Okay, so as long as this is the diameter, you can draw any triangle, it will all be right angle. Okay, doesn't matter where you draw your triangle. As long this side is the diameter, all triangles, right angle triangles. So this triangle will be right angle. Right. So they say length of PQ 15, length of QR 20. So PQ is 15, QR is 20. Calculate the actual radius of the carpet. Okay, let's find the diameter first. So since this is right angle triangle, we can use Pythagoras theorem. So PR will be the longest side, the hypotenuse. So Pythagoras theorem is a square plus b square equals to c square. C is the longest side, hypotenuse. So C in this case would be PR. A, B. So PR will be 15 square plus 20 square. Then we have to square root the whole thing. Okay, because PR square is 625. So PR will be square root of this, which is 25. So if P to R is 25, the radius will be half of this now. So 25 divided by 2, 12.5. Okay. Here we got no answer because they're asking us to find the actual radius. So this one, remember, this is the scale drawing gun. So scale drawing's radius is 12.5. The actual radius we don't know. They gave us the ratio is 1 to 6. That means the actual image is 6 times bigger. So if the scale drawing is 12.5, we just make it 6 times bigger lah. Times 6 will be 75. So the actual radius is 75. A. Done. I just realized my mic died. I hope you guys can hear me clearly lah. Okay. Question 17. Given that P varies inversely as the cube of Q. So P inverse means we must put 1 over. Cube of Q means Q cube. Like this. Express P in terms of Q by using K. Right. So whenever you get this fishy sign, right, okay, this fish symbol, you must change to equals to, and then you add a k, like this. Okay, so every time you want to change this, you put this one. Right, so here we can multiply the k here. So we'll get k over q cube. This will be our answer. C. Done. Next, given that the volume of a cylinder varies directly as the square of its radius, so radius square, then they gave us a pair of answers. We need to find the volume. Okay, so the first step is the same as above. We need to change this symbol to equals to k. So here we say V equals to k r square. Then we sub in our values the values that they give us in order to find k. So V is given as 83,160, R is 21 square. So from here we can find k. This one we bring here will become divide. So 83160 divide by 21 square. We get 1320 over 7. Okay. It's better to take fractions, like get accurate answer. Right. Once we get k ready, we can redefine the V. We can say 1320 over 7 r square. Okay. Now we can go ahead and solve lah. So here they said calculate the volume when when radius is reduced by 50%. Reduced by 50% means cut half. It's reduced by half. So radius initially was 21. We divide it by 2, we get 10.5. So our new radius is 10.5. So 1320 over 7 times 10.5 square. Our volume is this, 20,790. Almost halfway done. Let's go. Okay, number 19. It's given that matrix D is this. Determine D21. Okay, this 21 means row number 2, column number 1. So this is row 1, row 2, column 1, column 2, column 3. So row 2, column 1 is 0. Okay, second row, first column. Answer is B. That's it. 20. Halfway. Given that the determinant of this matrix is 30. Okay, determinant means AD tolak BC. AD minus BC. So this is our ABCD. So AD minus BC equals to 30. So 10 times A is 10A, 10 times 11 is 110, 10A is 30 plus 110, 140. So A will be 140 over 10, 14. So this question you cannot answer if you don't know what's determinant lah. Determinant is AD minus BC. Okay, so usually they will ask you about inverse matrix. When is inverse matrix non-existent? So inverse matrix non-existent when AD minus BC equals to 0. Okay, the matrix will not have an inverse when AD minus BC is 0, because AD minus BC is your denominator Denominator cannot be 0. If you do 1 divide 0, see, you get math error. But this one is not asking you that, but just extra information. Alright, the second half. 21. Diagram 6 shows the distance time graph for a particle in a period of 11 seconds. So in a distance time graph, our gradient will represent speed. Okay, you just have to remember 3 things. One is you have a distance time graph. One more is you have speed time graph. In a distance time graph, the gradient represents speed. In a speed time graph, the gradient will represent acceleration. And the area under the graph will represent distance. If you remember these 3 things, you can solve almost all the questions. Okay. So in this case, we are dealing with distance time graph. So the gradient represents speed now. Right. So they said the speed of the particle in the first 2 seconds is this. So in the first 2 seconds, that means our gradient is this. Oh, but actually, here they gave us different units. They said meters per minute. But here we have meter per second. So we have to convert first. So 450 meters per minute. Okay, I'll write like this. Meters per minute. You want to convert to meters per second. So meters, this one is still meters, no need to convert anything. Minutes, you want to convert to second, must times 60. So 450 times 1 divide by 60. Okay, because here, there is no conversion, so we can just times 1 lah. And this is divide, so we have to divide by 60. 450 divide 60. We get 7.5 meters per second. Okay, this is how to convert. So our gradient here is 7.5. Then what we can do is we can use the gradient method, gradient formula. So let's write our coordinates first. Here our x is 0, y is d. Here our x 0, y 10. So these will be our coordinates. And we can use the gradient formula. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So our gradient is 7.5, y2, y1, x2, x1. Then we solve now. So 2 minus 0 is just 2. 2 you times 7.5, you get 15. Then this negative 10 we bring over here will become positive 10. So D will be 25. See. Which kind of makes sense. Okay, let's check if it makes sense. Here is 10, here is 35, here 25 possible. Okay. Alrighty. Question 22. Diagram 7 shows the speed time graph. Oh, here speed time, here distance time. So speed time graph, gradient represents percotan or acceleration. Area under the graph represents your distance. Okay, let's see what they want. So they said given that the distance traveled by particle E in the last 8 seconds is 100 meters. So total it traveled for 10 seconds. Last 8 means from 2 to 10. So the total distance traveled is 100 meters in the last 8 seconds. We know distance is represented by area under the graph. So from here to here, our area under the graph is 100 meters. Okay. Then we need to find the value of t. Alright. So we find this area. Okay, this area plus this area must be equal to 100. Right. So this is a trapezium. So formula for trapezium is 1 over 2, not enough space. Right, 1 over 2 a plus b times height. A, this is b, this will be the height. Okay, because a and b must be parallel sides. So these two has to be parallel. We can't take these two because these two not parallel. One sengit, one more horizontal. So if this is a and b, this will be our height. Okay. And then this is a triangle. Triangle's formula, area formula would be 1 over 2 base times height. Okay, let's substitute. So our A will be 14, our B will be 18, and our height here will be t minus 2, because we don't know the value of t, so we put t minus 2 lah. Our base here will be 10 minus t. Our height here will be 18. And our total area must be 100. Now we just need to solve this. If we solve this, we can get the value of t lah. Okay. So 14 plus 18, 32. Then we multiply this with 1 over 2, we get 16. So this whole thing is 16. You can say 16 t minus 2. And then 1 over 2 times 18 is 9. So you can write 9, 10 minus t. Then we expand. 16t minus 32 plus 9t minus 9t. Okay. Now whichever got t we can solve together. So 16t minus 9t, we will get 7t. Then negative 32 plus 90, we get 58 equals to 100. So 58 we can bring over here. So we get 100 minus 58. So we get 42 equals to 70. So 7 we bring here will become divide. 42 divided 7 is 6. They want us to find the value of t, so t is 6. Done. So this one is quite long to expand, but you have to do one by one. Okay, so you just find the area. Total area of the last 8 seconds must be 100. Done. 23. Diagram 8 shows the position of the teacher's table and student's table in class 4A. Given the coordinates of Danny's table are this at the beginning of the year. So this is Danny's table. Danny's table is 8, 1. A week later, due to Danny's poor eyesight, his teacher changed his seat. Translation negative 3, 4. Determine the coordinates. Okay, so kacang putih. So translation, you just have to plus x, y. So I can just write it. Basically, you can write like this. This 8, 1, you can write like this. Because this is xy. Translation is xy. So his new position will be 8 minus 3, 5. 1 plus 4, 5. So his new position would be 5, 5. That's all. Okay, so his original coordinate, he translates by this much. You just have to plus the translation and get your image. That's it. Easy. 24. The transformation P and Q are defined as follows. P is the reflection in the y-axis. Okay. P is a reflection in the y-axis, and Q is a reflection in the line y equals to -1. So this is our y-axis. Y equals to -1 will be here. So this is your reflection. Okay. Find a single transformation which is equivalent to combined transformation PQ. Okay, let's just try. Let's say our coordinate is here. Okay, our object. Combined transformation PQ means first it must undergo Q, then only P. So it undergoes Q means it gets reflected here. So it will be somewhere here. And then reflection about the y-axis, so it will end up somewhere here. So from here, it became here. So one transformation that goes from here to here. Let's see. Reflection in the straight line y equals to x. Y equals to x is like this. This point does not reflect on this line. So A is wrong. Reflection in the straight line y equals to x plus 1 also wrong. Y equals to x plus 1 would be something like this. If you reflect this point on this line, it'll end up somewhere here. So it's wrong now. Rotation of 180 at center -1, 0. -1, 0 would be here. This is not the center of rotation. But this can be the center because it is reflecting upon this. So this one will form a straight line actually. Okay, so this will be the center. Which is D. D is 0, -1, right? 0 is here, -1 is here. So this is the coordinate 0, -1. This will be the center of the rotation. Okay, this will be a 180 degree rotation at this center. Actually, this one you can try on a graph paper lah. You will get a more accurate answer. Right. Question 25. Diagram 9 shows triangle PQR JKL on a Cartesian plane. Triangle PQR is the object of triangle JKL under an enlargement. So this one is the image. This is the object. This is the image. PQR is the object of triangle JKL. Okay, correct. The image. The difference in area between the triangles are 25. Okay, the difference is 25. Find the area of JKL. Okay. So let's find out what is the scale factor of the enlargement. So scale factor is image over object. So this is the image, this is the object. So let's see, the easiest way to find this would be, we take this distance from this point to this one, 2 units distance horizontally. So from here to here, 2 units distance horizontally. Okay, so the horizontal distance is 2, here is 3. So image to object will be 2 to 3. That's the scale factor of enlargement. Right. So for area, let's call this area x, or let's call this area x since this is the object, right? So the area of image will be area of object times k square. This one is the formula for area. So the area of image is area of object times 2 over 3 square. So 2 over 3 square is 4 over 9x. So the image is 4 over 9x. 4 over 9x. The object is x. Okay, hope you guys understand this part. Then they said the difference is 25. So this minus this must be 25. So we say x minus 4 over 9x is 25. So this is 1x. 1 minus 4 over 9, we get 5 over 9x is 25. So x will be 25 divided by 5 over 9. Okay. Which is 45. So the object's area is 45. They're asking for the area of JKL. So the area of JKL will be 4 over 9 times 45, which is 20 now. Okay, x is 45, so you get 20 here. That's it. Which of the following is a statement? Okay, to know if it's a statement or not, you must ask yourself, is it true or false? If it's either true or false, that means it's a statement. Please take that book. It's not true, not false. So it's not a statement. 2x plus 8 is 10. This also we cannot determine if it's true or false. If 2 is 1, if x is 1, then it's true. But if it's just x, we don't know if it's true or false. So it's not a statement. Here also same. This is not a statement because it's just an expression. 1 meter is equal to 100 cm. Yes, this is true. So since we can determine if it's true, that means it's a statement. Even if it's false, it's still considered a statement. Okay, it's just a false statement. Okay. Next one. Diagram 10 shows the inverse of an implication. So this is an inverse. If 7 is not, then 7 does not. So the statement would be, if 7 is a prime number, then 7 has 2 factors. This will be the initial statement. So when they inverse it, they put not lah. Okay. So the statement is this. They want us to find which of the following is a converse. Converse means you just terbalik. Terbalik the P and the Q. So if 7 has 2 factors, 7 will be a prime number. So if 7 has 2 factors, 7 is a prime. Yes. Okay. So they gave us the inverse. They want us to find the converse. Inverse, you must negate, you must put not. Converse, you have to terbalik. Contrapositive, you have to combine both. So you have to put not and you have to terbalik. Okay. 28. Given the universal set is 20 to 30. So 20, 21, 22 until 30. Set A, x is a multiple of 4. Okay. Multiple of 4 that is between 20 and 30. 4 times, the first one would be 20. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6. 4 times 7. 4 times 8 tidak termasuk. 4 times 8 is 32 already. Okay, it exceeds 30. Okay. And then they said set B, x is an even number. So set B, Even means 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. And set C, x is a multiple of 5. So, must be 20 to 30. So, 20, 25, 30, until 30 only. Okay, I got too excited. Right. List the elements of B intersect C union A. So we do the bracket first. B bersilang dengan C. B intersect C. So whichever same lah. B and C, whichever same, you circle. You get this. 20 and 30. And then they said union A. Union means plus everything from A. So B intersect C, union A will be 20, 24, 28, 30. You must take everything. Okay, the whole of this and the whole of this. So the answer is B. Alright, 29. A total of 80 participants attended an answering technique workshop. From the total participants, 55 participants passed history, 57 passed geography, 10 failed both. Okay. So we draw a set like this. This one is history, this one geography. So they said total got 80 participants, 55 passed history. So all of this equals to 55. 57 passed geography, all of this equals to 57. 10 participants fail both. Fail means dekat luar lah, we letak dekat luar. Hey, oops, what's going on? How did this ruler come lah? Oh my god, how do I move this ruler away? This one. Hey, I don't know. Okay, so basically, oh here, okay. Right. So all together got 80. Okay, all together got 80. 10 never pass anything. 10 fail both lah. So this plus this plus this must equal, this plus this plus this plus this must equal to 80. Let's call this X lah, the people who pass both. So if this is X means the whole thing we know must be 55 kan. So this part will be 55 minus X. This is X means the total here must be 57. So this part will be 57 minus X. Okay. So we can say 55 minus X plus 57 minus X plus 10, all together got 80 people. Then we can find the value of X. So 55 minus X plus 57 minus X plus 10 is 80. 55 plus 57 plus 10. 122. Negative X plus X cancels off. Minus X equals to 80. So X we bring there, 80 we bring here. 122 minus 80 equals to X. So X is 42. Right. So now we know this is 42. So we can fill this up. This is 42. This part will be 55 minus 42. 55 minus 42. is 13. This part will be 57 minus 42. 15. Okay. They want us to calculate the number of participants who passed only one subject. Only one subject means not these people and not these people. So this one failed. This one passed both subjects. So we want to find only pass history and only pass geography. So 13 plus 15. 28. So only 28 people pass history and geography separately. 42 people pass both. Okay. Done. 30. Alright. Diagram 11 shows a shaded region that satisfies the system of linear inequalities. Okay. Determine all linear inequalities that satisfy the shaded region. Okay. So here we look at this one. This one is underneath the line. Underneath means less than. But since this is a solid line, we must say less than equals to. If it's a dotted line, then just less than. So here this one is a dotted line, and this one is also under the line, bawah. So less than. This is a solid line, and this is above the line. So this has to be more than and equals to. More than because it's above, equals to because it's a solid line. So we try to match lah. Y is less than equals to 2x. Salah. Answer D. Less than equals to 2x, sorry. And then this one is correct. Less than 5. More than equals to. Right. Okay, so you remember, if y less than, it will go below. If y more than, it will go above. You shade above. Right. Next question. Which of the following degrees of vertices can be used to draw a simple graph? Okay. So for a simple graph, the number of vertices times 2 must be the degrees. Okay, the total degrees is 2 times the vertices. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 vertices. So 2 times 6 is 12, right? So the total degree must be 12. So when we plus all this, we must get 12. Let's see. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 1, 6. Plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. Plus 1, 13. Is it 12? No. Wrong. Here we have 5 vertices. So 2 times 5 must be 10. And we plus. 2 plus 3, 5. Plus 4 is 9. Plus 3 is 12. 13. Sorry. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 times 5 equals to 10. So we plus all these. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 1, 10. Correct. So your sum of degrees must equal to 2 times the number of vertex. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Okay, question 32. If the mean of 6 numbers is 10, so the mean is 10, we have total of 6 numbers. What is the sum of all the numbers? Okay, the formula for mean is sum of x over n. So mean is 10, sum of x we don't know, 6 numbers. So sum of x will be 6 times 10, which is 60. B. Next question. 33. Find the interquartile range of the following data. Okay. So first, to find interquartile, we arrange it in ascending order first. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12. Then we find the middle by cutting. So one, you cut here one, cut here one. Cut one, cut one, cut one, cut one. So this is the middle. So here will be our second quartile. Then from here you cut, you find the middle. This is the middle. So this is our first quartile. Same thing here, you cut. This will be the middle. So this will be our third quartile. So interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. 10 minus 4, we get 6. B. Done. Next. Company produces two types of tomato sauce, X and Y. Table shows a variance of product X and product Y. Variance is how far it deviates, okay, or variance or standard deviation is how far it deviates from the mean. So if the variance is big, that means it's inconsistent. If the variance is small, that means it's consistent, it's consistently near the mean. This one is very, very inconsistent. So the bigger the variance, not good quality. The smaller the variance, the better. That means it's very close to the mean value. So better quality product is product X because it has a smaller standard deviation. Okay, standard deviation is just the square root of the variance. That's it. So this is the standard deviation, how far it deviates from the mean. Done. 35. Based on the median interquartile range, which of the following box plot represents the best sales performance? Okay. So here we have a mean of 60. Mean is 67, I think. Here mean is 75. Mean is 70. So according to the mean, this one is bigger. And then the interquartile range is between 50 to 90. So it has a higher range. Here also 50 to 90, but this one the mean is lesser. Here your range is until 85 only, mean also lesser. Here your range is also lesser, mean also lesser. So the best would be C. It has a higher mean and the range goes up to 90. So this one is the best sales performance. 36. A librarian is chosen at random from 15 females and 25 males. Calculate probability that a female is selected. So we have 15 females. Altogether we have 15 plus 25 people. So probability will be 3/8. Right, 37. Zafran and Nazmi attended school football player selection. Probability that Zafran is selected is 3 out of 5. Probability that Nazmi is selected is 3 out of 7. Calculate probability that only one of them is selected. So, only one means Zafran selected, Nazmi not selected. Or it can be Zafran not selected, Nazmi selected. So the probability of Zafran getting selected is 3 out of 5. Nazmi not selected would be 4 out of 7. Okay, because him getting selected is 3 out of 7. Not selected will be 1 minus 3 out of 7, which is 4 out of 7. Okay. Probability of Zafran not getting selected will be 2/5. Okay, 1 minus this one. Nazmi getting selected will be 3 out of 7. So type this in your calculator. 3 over 5 times 4 over 7 plus 2 over 5 times 3 over 7. 18 over 35. D donkey. So this is the probability of selecting, only one person getting selected, either him or him. Done. Oh, straight jump to 40. I think this set don't have 38 and 39. I think they removed it. Okay, anyway, last one. What is the equation that represents the graph of the trigonometric function? So this is a cos graph. Okay, so definitely it's cos. All of it is a cos. First we can find the amplitude. Amplitude will be from the center to the top. So from 5 to 2 is 3 lah. So amplitude has to be 3. These two wrong. And then we must find the number of cycles next. So from here we see two graphs, but this is up to 90 only. We need to find the number of cycles until 360. So here we have two graphs up to 90. So up to 180 we will have another 2. Up to 360 we will have another 4. So 2 times 4, we get 8 cycles in total. So the number of cycles must be 8. And then you can see the graph has clearly moved up by 2 units because the origin is now at 2. So plus 2. Answer A. So that's it from this paper. Hope you guys can understand. I'll try to cover as many papers as I can. Alright, take care. Bye bye.